Welcome to CF 2.0 Geek Out, where we deep dive into ClickFunnels 2.0 and how to use it to grow your funnel building business.
Hey, I'm Susan.
And I'm Andrea.
Come along with us as we learn and discover how to use the new ClickFunnels and how to make it bend to our will.
All right. Hello. I think I'm live. Take two. So I am without Susan today, who normally is the master brains behind getting all the live streaming to work. So we are in experimental zone. I used to have a system that allowed me to go live every day, but I haven't used it in quite a while. But I wanted to go live into our CF 2.0 Geek Out. Woo! Not with any updates, but an interesting parallel universe that's happening that's connected to 2.0. So let me just do a quick little sound check here and make sure I can see myself and you guys can see me. And if anybody's joining me, if you want to give me a hashtag live, that'd be great. If you're catching this on the replay, just let me know, and I'd love to connect in. All right, so if you have any comments or questions on the topic that I'm talking about, I'd love to see those, because this is an interesting one. It's a parallel universe to what we are, the world that we're in. So 2.0 we know is coming. We're all super excited about it, and obviously, we had a lot of interest in the Facebook group, and then we had this huge spike of interest to post Funnel Hacking Live. All thought we were going to be beta. Didn't happen, so it slowly dwindled, and I think everybody's just waiting. And then we got another spike. Russell gave us an update as a Christmas gift right around the Christmas time to basically give us an update saying, it's coming, but you just have to wait a little bit longer. So now we're all in this holding pattern, right? And not really sure what's happening. But a really interesting thing is occurring that is related to 2.0, but not directly connected to 2.0. So there's a company, many of you know about it, called Go High Level. And Go High Level it's a pretty solid product. It allows people to white label what they're doing, and all the things that are included in it would be things like what we would typically see in ClickFunnels, what we would typically see in I use ActiveCampaign, but any kind of CRM system. They, I think, have a text messaging system. They have, so all of your automations and CRM, the text messaging, all of your sales funnels. If you have a website, they have something equivalent that you can do like that. And then a bunch of other, features and functions that they have. It's pretty function rich, actually. Hey, Ivy, so thanks for joining. So it's a pretty feature rich platform, and definitely noteworthy, right? This is not one of the competitors that I'm like, don't even waste your time, right? I mean, it is a noteworthy, parallel or similar competitor to a typical tech stack that you might have with ClickFunnels, which is great. So, but the most brilliant thing that what Go High Level has done is they have allowed entrepreneurs to white label. So what that means is somebody could 100% take a Go High Level platform and solution and then turn it into and slap their own branding on top of it, call it something entirely different. And so then what you think is that the entrepreneur is giving you this platform that they have built, but in reality, they've just put their branding and their labels on it, and maybe the content inside of the system or the templates inside of the system are theirs, but the system itself, the software itself, is built by Go High Level. So again, it's a really smart marketing strategy from if I'm building a platform, and how do I get people to adopt the platform without having to inject my own brand in there? I'm just going to let them inject their own brand. And we'll just, collect a percentage off whatever subscription money they collect. So again, really good model. It's a typical one that's out there. So we know that there's been at least one person who has come from ClickFunnels and has now, claimed to make their own software, but in reality, it's a system that's built by Go High Level with their own branding on top of it. And when that first happened, and I intentionally am not saying the name just because I think that doesn't serve a purpose, and it just is, how do I say it? Sensationalizes it when I'm not trying to, or invites conflict, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to understand and strike up an interesting conversation in that now with 2.0 coming around the corner, it's just a very different landscape. So before, when people were jumping ship from ClickFunnels and going over to the white labeled Go High Level solution, I could understand why, right? Like I didn't understand it from a loyalty standpoint, and just if you are kind of a loyal ClickFunnels person, I didn't understand it. But I did understand it in terms of it does reduce the tech stack and allows you to pay less, So my typical tech stack is, for most of my clients, is a $97 ClickFunnels, a anywhere between $15 to $99 active campaign at a minimum, right? And then we probably need a Vimeo if they're going to stream video. So it does start to stack up when you really are having all of the tech solutions in there. And so this Go High Level, which are typically around $97 a month, and it has all the tech and it reduces the tech overwhelm. And the tech stack, I can understand. Aside from the loyalty piece, just good business smarts, trying to reduce the tech stack and going over to that system and then putting your own white label on it. Spill it out, Ivy. I can't do it, Ivy. I can't do it. I could see why people were going there. But then 2.0 gets announced, right? And 2.0 is about it's taking on that beast. It's taking on, we're going to now not be a software as a service. We're going to be a platform as a service. So we're going to have all these features. We're going to have video. So they acquired a company that does video. They are going to probably have a better texting option, which Twilio supports all texting, and then everybody puts their own more easy to access user experience on top of it. But it seems like we're going to have a text messaging option. We've heard about the automation. We know that Actionetics was not good, so I really hope that they partnered with a company in order to do the CRM type of functionality, but who knows, right? Because they played in that game for a while, and so who knows what they did there. But we know that it's probably going to be improved based on what we saw in Russell's response, or in his demo. So those are three things. So the video, the CRM, the sales funnel, and then he also talked a lot about improving SEO, which would be one of the reasons why people go to WordPress, even though it doesn't make any logical sense to me. That's a different topic. If you're interested, I'm happy to share that. But so we know that with 2.0, all of the reasons why people were going over to Go High Level, just from a pure product standpoint, seems like they're going to go away, right? So it's like, if you love Russell and you love ClickFunnels and you don't want to abandon ship and you still have this tech problem with the tech stack, like, why not hang out and wait for 2.0, right? Because we're pretty sure that it's going to solve those issues. Well, so this, the one person that left, it was like, okay, weird, but okay, they went. But then today, there was another person high up in the ClickFunnels world that came out with a product called Cartnetics, who's doing the same thing. So it's a Go High Level backend, pretty sure, with their complete branded on the front end. And it just got me thinking. I'm like, wow, isn't this interesting? Like, I must be missing something, right? Because these are people who are highly successful, and they've been successful in the ClickFunnels world, and who are now going over to create their own software company. It's Go High Level with them branded on front. And doing that, and I mean, let's face it, like, subscription model on software is probably one of the, best income producing options out there. It's fantastic in terms of the margins. So that's the only thing I can think of, is maybe it's a margin play. But just I think one thing that people underestimate is the cost of customer support, and the cost of maintenance, and the cost of just the operations side of the house whenever you're getting into providing software as a service or a platform as a service. It's a lot. It's a lot. I've run the ops side of software as a service, and it's just, there is, you're starting to deal with a full-blown customer support for a product team, all that good stuff. But the interesting thing on this one is that they don't own those things, right? Go High Level does. So anyway, just super interesting as it relates to 2.0. Sorry. As it relates to 2.0, we have this like parallel universe that, ClickFunnels was like the biggest thing in the game, right? Like they were winning in terms of they were the funnel people. Like there's a lot of other funnel solutions out there, but in terms of the like category king, ClickFunnels was it. And what we've heard is that, it was getting old and outdated. And so 2.0 was this like revolutionary thing. And so now we're looking at, well, okay, now who are the competitors for 2.0? And I definitely think that Go High Level is a worthy competitor in the market for a ClickFunnels 2.0. Now, they pale in comparison in terms of the education and the community and the support and all of that stuff. But this white label option is an interesting option that, one, I hope ClickFunnels doesn't do, but there's no sign right now that they would do it. So anyway, just super interesting. Yeah, thanks, Dan. He put the link in there. And it looks like Nurbaha. I hope I said that right. You're going to have to like send us a loom for how to say it. But yeah, so I'd be really curious, just, I think all of us we circle the wagons in very similar marketing circles. We follow very similar marketing people out there. We hear the same names, over and over. And just this idea of this, I do think there's kind of this loyalty, and what software and what products each of those big entrepreneurs push usually has a major impact on the communities that we're all running in. So I guess if nothing else, just as a awareness of, if you're in this group, you're obviously interested in ClickFunnels 2.0 and what's going on there. And especially if you're in an agency or working with clients, I know I always get the question of, what tech should I use? Or you're in a situation where it's like, I want to provide the tech, and tell you what tech is best. And so it's important for us to keep abreast of all the different options out there so that we can serve our clients in the best way possible. Or you can make the best decisions for your own company. And so if you're in that boat, the reason why I wanted today's kind of special broadcast is not that I have an update on ClickFunnels 2.0, but just that an awareness that I think there is probably a pretty aggressive marketing campaign out there, and a handful of folks that are going this Go High Level route, and it's branded as their own brand, but on the back end, it's Go High Level. So if you're interested in ClickFunnels 2.0 and you want to understand the landscape, instead of getting caught up in how other people are applying Go High Level, I would recommend, getting to know a little bit what Go High Level is doing, and what that platform is about. And if it's something of interest to you guys, just again, so we can compare, I'd be totally interested in doing that on this program, because just to make no ifs, ands, or buts about it, I am still way pro ClickFunnels. I have no plan whatsoever of abandoning. I'm still planning on, my company, a key pillar in the tech stack is ClickFunnels, because not only do I believe in the company and I like how it's run, but I also believe in the product. And I really am excited about what might happen in 2.0. So anyway, that is today's show. Super, super simple, but hopefully it involves a lot of conversation. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Stacia. Hey, Ella. Oh, I love that you guys are joining. Okay, so we were talking, just to catch you up really quick, we were talking about ClickFunnels 2.0 and potential competitors. And we had this interesting announcement happen today in the market. We already knew that one person had gone over to Go High Level, which I would say is a competitor with 2.0. And the interesting thing is that with Go High Level, they have it white labeled. So you might be looking at something that's completely labeled as somebody else's, but it's actually Go High Level in the back end. And so we had another one come out today, which is called Cartnetics. And they did the same thing. So completely white labeled, their own branding on top, but it's Go High Level behind. So super interesting. Hey, Joshua. Yeah, you're interested in comparing the two? Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe we could do a special episode or something and just talk a little bit deeper about that. And did you see Russell's offer? I think it does CF 2.0. I think it's done in CF 2.0. Yeah. So Ivy, we did a broadcast. Oh, I think maybe it was like 2 weeks ago, where we did a deep dive. If you're talking about the Dan Kennedy offer, that was the first time that we saw CF 2.0 out in the real world selling a real product. It was just the hub, and then on the actual sales funnel part, it was 1.0, but it went from hub, which was 2.0, which is really interesting. It had some key insights into maybe some new kind of WordPress like features that we might be getting, and then it went over to the 2.0 for the sale. So it was interesting. Eric says, Go High Level modeled their funnel builder off of CF 1.0. I agree. And then filled in the gaps. Yeah. And CF 2.0 is modeling Go High Level, trying to improve upon it. I don't know about that, Eric. We'll see. Some of the things that I almost looked just to get super nerdy on you. So like, for instance, when they were showing the preview of what the autoresponder might look like, I actually think that they pulled that from Ontraport. It seemed much more like an Ontraport experience, which is great. I think the Ontraport experience and the automation flow is really solid. So it'll be, it would be fun, Eric, is, when we all get our hands on 2.0, we can start to compare, like, who do we think this came from? What do we think they modeled after? That would be really interesting. Yeah. And you can always use both. You're right. I don't know if it's my like black and white part of my personality where I'm like, no, I'm going to be loyal to one and just, try to ride it out. But I need to be really knowledgeable about all the other ones. But it'll be super fun just to have that deep dive. Eric, going back to you. And then let's see. Dan said, do you have a link? Yeah, I think it's, okay. So Ivy just put in a link, for the 2CCX. Oh, the new 2CCX offer. Yeah. So this week, if you don't know, Russell has an event, where they're trying to bring more people into 2CCX. So Ivy just posted a link, for that. And Ivy, I'm curious why you think this one is a 2.0 one. I mean, we could easily look at the code and take a look. That's what I'm doing right now. And sorry, I wish I could share my screen. Dan saying, yes, that is 2.0. Yeah, great. Cool. Thanks, Ivy, for bringing that in. And yeah, so, and I'm assuming, Dan, just to confirm, you did the inspect and looked at the code to see that was in fact a 2.0 sales funnel, I'm guessing. So looking at this, and again, sorry, I wish I could share my screen with you guys. But if you are watching, Dan put the link in the comments. It looks like a pretty classic sales funnel. So it is. One thing that is interesting though is they did this like weird checkbox at the top saying, Russell, I want to take part in the 2CX program, like a confirmation. It's an interesting. I wonder if that's a technique to increase agency or something. That's really interesting. But I mean, just in looking at that, it looks like a pretty classic sales funnel. One thing that's interesting though is they did add. So what we know, what we feel pretty strong about is that. So Jamie Smith, who does CF Pro Tools, he really provided a ton of additional add-ons for people, for us to be able to better sell products inside of a funnel. And we know that Jamie took part in the 2.0 build. And so what's really interesting when I look at this new funnel, the one that Ivy shared, and again, thank you so much, Ivy, for sharing this, is that at the bottom, you'll see tax, shipping, discount, and total. So these are things that you typically would see in a add-on from CF Pro Tools. So that's great, in terms of now that being out of the box. That'll be really good for especially the e-com folks, who need kind of more nuances around those purchases like that. So that's great. And it does look like the classic. Actually, one other nuance here is, so if you look at this funnel, there's a highlighted background on the option that you want to highlight. Again, that's a CF Pro tool. You wouldn't be able to do that with ClickFunnels out of the box, but it looks like now in 2.0, it looks like it's there. So that's great. So going on that same note, if you guys if you're not a part of CF 2.0, or I'm sorry, CF Pro Tools, I think we're going to see a lot of Jamie's Pro Tools actually by default in a new ClickFunnels sales funnel. Which is fantastic. So that's another, $30, $39 a month fee that maybe we could reduce off of our customers' tech stack load. So that's interesting. Thanks, Ivy. This is great. And then Dan, I'm sure that so poor Dan has laryngitis and can't talk, or else I would have had him on here with me. But once, Dan, maybe you can talk again. Dan is really good about doing video breakdowns, looking at the code behind these sales pages so that we can better understand maybe what 2.0 might be coming out with. So when I look at it, I'm nowhere near as skilled as Dan is in looking at the inspect, but he taught me everything I know there. But it does look like, so you have some video testimonials on this thing. You have the highlighted product. You have the tax and shipping. Again, those are two things from CF Pro Tools. It looks like maybe some imagery, some additional imagery, which maybe is that new image tool that they've been using. And they do have those videos right there embedded, which would be really interesting to see. And Dan, I bet you would be able to see this even better. What I'm doing is I'm just right clicking on those, and I'm trying to see if that is their new video tool. That would answer the question in terms of video streaming. I mean, we know that they acquired that company, so the likelihood of that being what it is high. But I'm just looking at the code right now. I'm going to guess that that is, in fact, all right, let me go into that container. I am going to guess that those videos are a part of the new streaming. So, and Dan's probably looking at them right now and just dying because I'm murdering this. But so if I'm looking inside, there's, first of all, it's really interesting because there's like a lot of containers. Seems like more so than normal, but so yeah, the video, it looks like L Video Wrapper, which are, no, it's Vimeo. So it's a Vimeo video, which is interesting. So what that tells me is that this is his 2.0, but it looks like maybe the video hosting isn't quite ready yet, would be my guess. Because it does look like those videos are still being hosted by Vimeo. So a partial 2.0 maybe is what this page is, which is great though. I mean, what that tells us is that they're really pushing the envelope. Yeah, Dan, you just confirmed that. Great. So they're really pushing the envelope in terms of trying to get 2.0 out into the world, but maybe it's not quite there yet. So kudos to them for that. That's fantastic. And yeah, what a great gift. Ivy, thank you. Gave us something to analyze today. Okay, so circling around, I think main message is maybe we could put something together where we could do a deeper dive into these various competitors with 2.0. If nothing else, we're all super savvy about the landscape on the tech front out there. I think it's really important, especially as service providers and agencies, to give our clients the best possible service, and being knowledgeable about the tool stack that you're using is part of that equation. So we can definitely do something like that. And then also thank you to Ivy and on the new sales page that came out with the ClickFunnels 2.0. So we can deep dive into that here for the next couple weeks. And Dan, I look forward to when you have your voice. I'm sure you will give us a deep dive on that gem. So until then, I'd love your thoughts on the Go High Level with the white labeled in front, or any other 2.0 competitors that you are kind of keeping your eye out for, and maybe we could do a round the wagons and kind of start talking a deep dive into these various tech decisions and why we love the things we love and why we choose the things we choose, so that we can have a better understanding of the tech that we use. So until then, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy Friday. We're almost through January. Holy crap. I can't even imagine, but almost through Friday, or almost through January. Hope you guys have a great rest of the final day of the week and get some rest and relaxation this weekend. I know I need to. I did 4 major launches this week, so whew, it's time for a little break. But anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in, and look forward to the comments. Take care.